Thank you very much, friends. I am Dr. Yakshat Shah, and today's I am going to speak about the hip fracture in elderly. Next slide. As you all know, the hip fracture in elderly is a very huge and vast topic. There are so many books and books on this topic only. Still, I am trying to cover it as much as possible here. Next. Next slide, please. So hip fracture in elderly means these fractures occurs after the 65 years of the age. This is one of the most common fracture occurs in elderly. The prevalence of this fracture increasing day by day because the life expectancy in India is increasing. So more and more people suffer from hip fracture in this age group. One survey suggests that out of all patients, 10% of the patient die within the first month of the got injured, and 30% of the patient die within the 1 year of the injury. This suggests that the severity of the fracture. Next slide. Okay. So why this fracture occurs? What are the risk factors? The age is the risk factor. Because of the age, osteoporosis occurs, and after the age of 65 and 70, osteoporosis is that much of the severe that sometimes it happens that because of the fracture, patient fell down, and sometimes happens that because of the fall down the fracture occurs. તો પહેલા મરઘી આવી કે ઈંડુ એ પ્રશ્ન ગૂંચવાયેલો જ રહેતો હોય છે. Poor vision, comorbidity like diabetes, hypertension. Elderly people are taking multiple drugs, so the reaction of the drug sometimes lead to the hypotension, hypoglycemia, etc., and they fell down. Poor reflexes, Parkinsonism, so the balancing issues. These are the multiple problems which lead to the fell down at this age group. Next. So this slide here is suggestive of the fracture occurs in the different area of the hip bone. This is hip joint is a ball and socket variety of the joint. If you can see here, the blue zone is intracapsular region. So fracture occurs in this area is known as the intracapsular fracture hip femur. In the red zone, that is between the two trochanter, greater and the lesser trochanter, if fracture occurs, it is known as the intertrochanteric fractures. Out of the 100 fracture occurs in the elderly group, 98% of the fracture occurs in these two areas. The other area is a pink zone. It is called as a subtrochanteric area, and the fracture occurs is known as a subtrochanteric fractures. Why this classification is required? Because the treatment modality is different when the fracture occurs in the intracapsular region and intertrochanteric region. Next. Okay. So what normal sequence happens? Most of the time, this fracture occurs because of the domestic fall. This occurs because of the trivial trauma, and this mostly occurs when the patient go to the bathroom or in the slippery floor they slip down. So once they fell down, most of the time the call goes to their family physician by the relative of the patient, either for the telephonic guidance or for the home visit. Next. Next slide. Okay. So what we can find at our home visit is on clinical examination, there is a shortening of the leg, particularly when intertrochanteric fracture, hip in external rotation deformity, the movements are painful, there is a swelling in the thighs, bruise at the thigh, patient cannot raise the leg in a straight way, that is SLR. SLR is not possible. So these are the clinical findings which suggest there has to be something in the hip, and to confirm our diagnosis we can go for the X-ray. Nowadays portable X-rays facilities available very easily all over the India. We can give painkiller injections or analgesics and shift the patient to nearby hospital. Next. So if this fracture is this much of deadly, there has to be some preventive measures. How can we prevent this fracture? So in elderly group of the patient, proper nutrition, calcium, vitamin D supplementation, regular guiding them for a regular exercise, health checkup, physician's checkup is required. Next. So domestic, these fractures mostly occurs because of the domestic fall. So the house designing is also very important. And the fracture most commonly occurs when the elderly people go to the bathroom at late night. So what can be done? So bathroom should be nearby to the bed of them. The bathroom floor should be non-slippery. There has to be few grab bars in the bathroom. Non-slippery floor mats are available nowadays, and there has to be adequate night lamps or night lights in the room so they can easily go to the bathroom. And they have to encourage to use the sticks or the walker, particularly when they are use the bathroom at the late night time. Next. Next. So as I told you, the fracture occurs in the different area. We have done the classification, and according to the classification, different kind of the implants are available. Uh, as you can see in the first and the third slide, the fracture is intertrochanteric, and the special kind of the nails available and the plates available to fix that fracture. But when fracture occurs in the neck of the femur, that is a transcervical, as I showed in the blue zone, there has to be ball replacement has to be done. The fractured ball has to be removed, and the new prosthesis we use to insert. Next. Okay. Once this patient comes to the us, the timing of the surgery is important. Uh, Generally, after the pre-operative proper workup, we do the surgery as soon as patient come to us, and medically patient becomes the fit. Uh, the important thing is to, as early as we have to mobilize the patient to prevent the further complications like deep venous thrombosis, bed sores, etc. The management has to be multidisciplinary in all throughout. Next. Okay, this again is a intertrochanteric fracture, and the nailing is done. This is the one modality of the treatment. This is called Anders nailing. Next. This is again intertrochanteric fracture. Here again the nailing and plating different kind of the done. So the important is this is intertrochanteric fracture and it is a fixed. This is called osteosynthesis method. Next. Okay. This is a transcervical fracture where this fractured ball we are removing, and instead of that this kind of the ready-made prosthesis available. This is called as a bipolar prosthesis. We fix it with the bipolar prosthesis. Next. On the right side, you can see the bipolar prosthesis has been done. This is how the X-ray shows. Next. So the most common what we have to discuss here is the questions asked to the family physicians by the relatives once the patient is admitted to orthopedic surgeon's clinic, and one orthopedic surgeon gives different kind of the advice, and the patient's relative got confused and they asked to family physician what to do in that case. The first and the foremost query is that at this age, the we should go for the surgery or not, whether the conservative treatment or the operative treatment. So out of the 100 patient, 99% of the cases, we suggest the surgical line of the treatment, whether the patient's age is 100, 105, whatsoever, because the chances of bed sore, pulmonary complications, embolism, deep venous thrombosis are more with the conservative treatment. Psychosocial disturbances occurs with the conservative line of the treatment. And again, this kind of the fracture never unites, particularly neck fracture, femurs never unites with the conservative treatment. And intertrochanteric fracture, if at all that gets united, they are maluniting and it takes a very long period. Till then, immobilization and taking care of the patient in the bed is very difficult nowadays. So operative at any age is our recommendation. The second questions they usually ask to family physician whether the non-ICCU nursing home or ICCU backup. The only difference between these two is economics. In ICCU backup kind of the hospital, the charges of the surgery and all throughout the treatment is very expensive. But when the patient is medically high risk, it is better to do the surgery uh, in the hospital where the ICCU backups are available. Post-operative nursing care, whether the airbed require or the not after when patient comes to the home. Once we fix the fracture, the mobilization protocol is very good. From the very next day, we allow the patient to bend their knees, and particularly if we do the bipolar kind of the processes, that is a transcervical fracture neck of the femur, patient can be mobilized, and the weight he or she can do the weight bear from the very next day with the help of the walker. So most of the time, airbeds are not required. Yes, of course, the patient will be able to stand up uh, in femur fracture when the bipolar is done from the very next day, and particularly intertrochanteric fracture where the osteosynthesis we are doing means the nailing and plating, we can make him stand and the walk after the 1 month of the surgery. Usually at this age group, that is after 65, 71, or the two or multiple medical problems are there, even though we advise them to go for the surgery as soon as the possible to make them mobilize early. And as I told you, whether to replace or the fix, the common query is that मेरे बाजू में जो रहते हैं, मेरे पड़ोस में रहते हैं, उनको तो बॉल रिप्लेस किया और ये डॉक्टर प्लेट डालने का बोल रहे हैं. So the thing is that it depends on the area where the fracture occurs. If it is a transcervical fracture, we have to replace the ball, and if it is an intertrochanteric fracture, we usually fix it. Next, as I told you that these are the issues of the conservative treatment. That is, a patient has to be remain confined to the bed for the longer duration of the time. Bad quality of the life, DVT, pneumonia, bed sores are the complications, and again the psychosocial disturbances for the both the patient as well as the relatives. So we have to avoid the conservative line of the treatment and encourage the relatives to go for the surgery. Next. Yes, surgery has their complications, particularly because of the severe osteoporosis and multiple medical problems. Most of the time, complications occurs because of the medical issue and not the surgical issues. Surgical issues can be tackled easily with the advent of the newer and newer implants. Chances of infections are very rare with the available antibiotics nowadays, and the only advantage which I feel is the early mobilization, as early as mobilization after the surgery. So there's the advantage is decreasing the pain of the patient. That is again important. Next. Okay. After surgery, how to hasten the recovery. So the protocol is to as early as to fix or replace uh, the fracture, controlling the post operative surgical pain, early rehabilitation and physiotherapy including the great gait training and the balancing, improve nutrition as early as the possible, and positive attitude given to the patients and the relatives, and motivation of the patient. This all combined will help in hasten the recovery. Next. Thank you.